everyone, it's Kristen Redmond, and today we're going to go over those planetary aspects that are surrounding us and affecting us for this week, December 5th through the 11th. And this week we don't have a lot going on out there astrology-wise in the skies, so that gives me a chance to really focus a lot on a reading because I have this feeling, and I have so much grandpa energy that's around me this week, which is strange. So there must be a lot of grandpa energy that's around for a lot of people right now. They want me to focus more on the readings with the cards this week. So that's good, which is wonderful. So, hey, let's talk about this. Let's talk about what's going on astrologically first. Okay, we've got Venus transiting out of Capricorn into the sign of Aquarius. And what's interesting is the past 3 weeks, while Venus, the planet of love and money, has toured the sign of Capricorn, we've really focused a lot on the structures and the boundaries that we set for ourselves in our personal relationships, and also those boundaries that we set for ourselves on a financial level, and the structure that we have around those two with our finances. So we've really been focused on our faithfulness in these relationships, whether it's love or money. We're really focused on that and building that foundation and making it stronger. A lot of that is focused when Venus goes through that sign. So now it's going into Aquarius. And let me tell you, Venus is way stoked about moving into the sign of Aquarius because Aquarius is such a liberating, open-minded, and freedom-focused sign. And this year has been so incredibly difficult in terms of relationship energy. A lot of relationships are ending. A lot of relationships are evolving and changing. And that has brought so much deep introspection, and it's brought a lot of deep energy with that. Okay, so a lot of focus has been on relationships, especially over the past couple of months. Okay, and a lot of it has been because of that 999 gateway, the app, the open back in September. Okay, and that happens every 12 years. Okay, we have Jupiter, which is the planet that brings us luck, and it expands things, and it finally balances the scales when it goes into the sign of Libra. And it hasn't been there for 12 years, and that happened on September 9th. Libra is so focused on relationships. So this year, the energies in the skies are so focused on bringing balance to those emotional scales, bringing balance to the financial scales that have been so unbelievably out of whack, okay? And with that comes a lot of heavy energy. There's a lot of losses that are happening. There's a lot of separations that are happening, a lot of divorces, a lot of long-term commitments that are coming to an end, a lot of focus on, you know how I was saying, like the structures and things along those lines, focusing on these codependency issues that we may have in these relationships and how they affect ourselves. Venus is so exhausted from this heavy work of relationship energy and the karma that comes with that moving into Aquarius over the next 3 weeks gives it a break, right? It really does. It gives you a chance in relationships to say, hey man, I'm detaching for a bit, okay? I'm kind of over the dramatics for a minute. You're over the dramatics for a bit. Let's take a break and let's focus on our unique individual strengths that we bring to this relationship. There's so much of that with Aquarius. It's very focused on everybody, but it's most focused with itself, right? And so this is a fantastic time for these relationships to have that breather, to say, let's focus on not necessarily all these dynamics and structures of the relationship, but let's just look at the fun of it and our friendship that's in it, because being friends is just as important as being lovers in a very successful and happy relationship, isn't it? So a lot of focus is going to be on that over the next few weeks. And just being open-minded, right? Time to be open-minded in these relationships, and just focus on the freedom, being unselfish and being impartial and just kind of going with the flow and letting the universe balance them their scales. So that's happening with Venus and with money too, right? Financial freedom. That's the cool thing about it. Let's stop talking about those relationships and talk about the finances that come with Venus. Time for that freedom. Time for those scales to get balanced too. A lot of energy behind that as well. So that's happening on Thursday, on the 7th. I don't even know if I said that, but that's when it's happening. Another thing that we've got happening is Saturn. the planet that is kind of the restrictor, right? The boundary setter of the astrology world is aligning with the sun. The sun in Sagittarius this week. This happens only once a year when the sun and Saturn align. And so a lot of focus gets put on these boundaries that we set with ourselves and with others. A lot of focus on getting real this week is what they've told me in the process of writing all this stuff. Really getting real with ourselves and how we really structure those things around us and what good it's really doing to bring that freedom in the relationships and the money, right? A lot of focus on that this week. It's interesting because a lot of that focus is going to be brought on the structures again. I know I said that we're going to be breaking free of it and everything with Venus going into Aquarius at the end of the week, but I think because of the Sun and Saturn alignment, it's going to give us one more week to kind of focus on that structure setting that we have going on with those relationships. So it's a good time. Let's look at it beyond. I'm tired of talking about relationships. Let's talk about what else Saturn does. Okay, Saturn is all about work, the hard worker of the zodiac. It really is. And so this week you may find yourself really focused on work, really focused on your career. It's a good time to apply for a new job. It's a time to take a new job. It's a good time to talk with your superiors about kind of getting things changed, updated, working on a more efficient scale. Okay, it worked too. This is a fantastic week for that. Saturn also represents kind of the physical home too. So you may find that if you were signing the dotted line on a mortgage, if you're focusing on anything having to do with the actual physical home, this is a fantastic week for the energy behind that. Be confident in whatever intuition you're being brought if it comes to your home, definitely. And Saturn's also the paternal energy, too. It has to do with dad. It has to do with grandpa, like I said, with the whole grandpa energy that's going on around here. A lot of that. So you may find with the sun shining its light on it, there may be issues with dad this week. There may be a focus on spending time with your dad this week or your grandfather, looking to the past with either of the two of them and what it is they taught you. In terms of love or money, what have you. I feel very strongly that there's a lot of that energy this week. Just listen to whatever they have to say, okay, because I know they're trying to help bring some answers through for you in whatever kind of problems you're having, in the dad ways that they do, okay. I feel like that's everything. I feel like I kind of rushed through it, but I kind of want to focus more on this reading more than anything with that. So good liberating energy going on. Probably won't start really feeling the effects of that until next week, but a lot of focus on those structures and boundaries this week. So let's see who we have working with us through the stones. I always pick with my stones. Let me open my eyes again. Hello. With my stones, they carry energies of various archangels. They carry energies of various souls. And we are going to see which one's working with us to bring these messages through this week about kind of getting real with ourselves. So, nope. Sorry. Okay. All right. So, okay. Well, isn't that something? I wonder what that means. So what we got here is Archangel Sandalphon. Okay. He's the angel that comes through in song. He's the angel of Pisces energy, so this may be directly work-related issues for a Pisces is one of the main things that's jumping out at me right now. Father-related issues, male-related issues when it comes to that. Maybe there's a Pisces out there that's having some issues with that. For the rest of us, though, Sandalphon is the angel that brings us answers from heaven. He's the one that brings those answers to our prayers. He hears our prayers and he takes them up to earth. They say he is super tall. He extends from the length of the earth all the way up to heaven, and therefore he can bring that exchange of give and take from the heavenly realm. But he also is the angel of music, angel of song. And you know when you're driving down the road and you hear a song and you're like, oh my gosh, that song makes me think of you, grandpa or friend or mom or whoever it is that's passed on. He is the angel that works in tandem with that to bring that message through music for you. So keep an eye out for songs this week. Also, arthritic issues. I know that sounds strange, but that goes with that beautiful chrysocolla stone right there, too, is a lot of arthritic issues, especially in the knees. And I guess that would make sense with the way this weather is, with it getting cold and the snow and all of that type of stuff. Just a side note to that. But, so I'm going to do this guy 4 more times, because 4 represents the home and structure and stability and things along those lines, and that's kind of what the focus is on this week. Answers coming through song. Just a reminder, too, that those prayers are being heard and that they'll come in their due time. That's also what I feel Sandalphon is saying now. Did I do that 4 times? I feel like they're saying yes. Oh my goodness gracious. Look who that is. Look who that is. That's Archangel Sandalphon right there. Beep, boop. I love this. I love when they do this with me. Obviously, Archangel Sandalphon. I'm going to pull another card to see a little bit more of what he's saying. To trust your intuition. Oh, well, how's about that? Having patience. Well, by golly, I feel that strongly in my heart center. Holy goodness gracious. Okay, so this is the card, ironically enough, too, about finding structures and stabilities in larger organizations that are around you, whether that's through church, whether that's through networking at work, whatever it is. It's a card about unifying with more souls than just yourself to find the answers that you need. But I'm also just taking it as, by golly, Archangel Sandalphon wants to bring some prayers through to you, and you need to listen to your intuition and have patience and faith coming through this moon card right here, the High Priestess card, actually. All about getting in touch with that. It's so interesting, getting in touch with that intuitive side of ourselves and having patience and faith while we wait. Well, by golly, let's pull a little bit more because that's so general. Sandalphon, how about you? What? I'm not kidding you. I feel like he literally just told me I need to shuffle this 12 times. Yikes. Okay, well, that's Pisces, so you got it, homeboy. We'll do that. Oh, man, so that's 4. 5. I feel like I need to count it out, too. Don't mind me while I count. 6. 7. Such an interesting reading. 9. I'm just thinking of all the things that go with that. That's intuition focus. Okay. Confusion. That's what it is. They're saying, by golly, we are confused around here, right? And we're asking for all of these signs and symbols, and we're so caught up in the swirling confusion that's around us that we can't hear the answers to our prayers. We can't hear the guidance we're being brought. And it's so easy that it can literally just be in the song that's around us. And this confusion that's going on, you know, all you need to do is just be patient, okay? And know that what you've sent out into the universe has been heard, okay? Your answer will come in its due time. Just pay attention to the signs that are around you, okay? I know the confusion can be overwhelming. Goodness knows I know that confusion can be overwhelming. But they're just reminding us to have faith, okay? And if you're feeling that sad and lost and confused, you can find structure and happiness and support through others in your community that are around you. Wherever you feel the most comfort finding it, go to them, okay, and find that. If you're not in a church, if you're not in some organization, I think one of the main things that they're saying through this is that you have a massive network of spiritual guidance that's around you, okay, that's willing to help you to see things clearer and to kind of break that fog of confusion that's around. So this week, okay, just kind of know that the whole idea of working on our structures with ourselves and with others and focusing on work and what it is we need to do to be financially independent, to be relationship independent, to just be able to be ourselves and no longer be confused. Answers are coming through. Just takes a little bit of patience and a little bit of faith, and that's the hardest part. But know that the spiritual realm is around you, supporting you and guiding you every step of the way. So everybody know that. Know that your grandpa is around. I feel like I have to say that because I know my grandpa's around as well. So this week, know that. And Archangel Sandalphon is surrounding you, trying to bring the answers to your prayers. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Goodbye.